Hello again there, everybody. This is going to be Jund League number 35. This particular league is going to be in testing for this month's Manatraders series. It's currently September 2020, and the format is modern, and I've already used a list very similar to this to qualify. So we've got less than 24 hours until deck lists are due. As of now, I have submitted exactly this list, but I'm able to change it before 4 p.m. tomorrow. So the only thing that I think I'm gonna change, if anything, is the trio of Cleansing Wildfire. Still not completely sold on it, but I mean it's obviously just like a fine card to have. But I think there might be a card that I want to see more often than Cleansing Wildfire. We've already got decent land disruption with the Damping Spheres, but Cleansing Wildfires are just like spells 3 through 5 that achieve a similar goal. Let's take a quick look at the current metagame. Looks like MTG Goldfish has a nice new layout. So Uro Piles still coming in at first. Humans stuck up at second since its initial spike. Blue-White Control coming back up into the top 4, and Grixis Shadow even breaking top 5 immediately prior to our hero Jund. And then down here in the, I guess, now I can talk about the top 15 just because it displays it more evenly, which is kind of cool. Mill saw spike since it won a modern challenge. And then all the various versions of Prowess still pretty prevalent. Blitz actually falling all the way down to spot number 8. Followed by this next version of Blitz, and then it looks like the mono red version fell out of the top 15 almost completely, which is interesting. But even Burn, just another hyper aggro deck that's replacing it. Alright, so Dredge sneaking in top 15. Alright, so unless something changes, unless I see a reason to change these Cleansing Wildfires, or I just feel they're not powerful enough when I have them and they're supposed to be good, then maybe I play something else over them. But other than the Wildfires, I'm pretty sure I'm locked in on the other 72 cards. So let's see if I can get one last feel for it in another league. Ooh, this is constructed. Yeah, perfectly acceptable. If we're playing against combo, this hand's not going to be great. But against Prowess, this hand's actually fine. Our mana can be as painless as we need it to be, and we have the push for their first creature. More land's obviously not what we want, but Liliana can be pretty powerful versus Prowess. Could still just be Burn, too. That doesn't really say much. Alright, I guess Bobble means they've got to be Prowess. Alright, well, let's hope they don't have a Stormwing on top of all of this. They make double red, so I guess not unless they're chaining in another Manamorphose. So this Swift Spear would have been hitting for a lot, but the Fatal Push is going to be able to save us basically 5 life. And an empty board is nice. Hopefully they don't have another creature. If they did, they probably would have played it, but they've got 2 fresh looks at it between the Bauble draw and the new card. So I might just fetch basic Swamp again. Alright, they're digging for a creature. And they went red again, so maybe they are just mono red. They could Reveler me here, right? I guess they only have 4 spells. Not quite at Reveler yet. Oh, did they? I guess they targeted themselves to see if they wanted to, like Sunbaked Canyon. All right, there's a Reveler. All right, so we're gonna get to Liliana Edict that, which is nice. But their hand is still full, and they already have a Lava Dart in the yard. More Lilianas, why not? I think it saves more life just to get basic Swamp. There's a chance I'm probably just going to end up getting basic Forest and having Blood Crypt come in tapped. I mean, Lilianas are fine because they're basically removal. The fear is that they go multiple creatures in a single turn. Could just be dead. Pretty close to just about dead. Alright, Lava Dart from the hand means I am dead. Yep. Turn 4 kill through double removal is pretty impressive. Alright, but we've got some good sideboard stuff happening. We're going to bring in the Collector Brutalities, the Fatal Push, and also the Spell Bomb. Spell Bombs will help versus the Reveler plan, and it'll also make them use Lava Darts when they don't want to. Thoughtseize takes the Reveler. But I mean, the Revelers are best when they draw them off the top, and Thoughtseize never really combats that. Renin 6 kills actual nothing, so I like cutting those. And then Tireless Tracker is kind of on the expensive / fragile side for everything that is a burn spell. I mean, Kolaghan's Command not likely to kill a whole lot though, so maybe I just want the extra threat over the Kolaghan's Command. Can definitely see that. I think I'll just keep the threat though, and then submit that most likely. Don't think I want Bitter Blossom versus the basically burn variant. They're playing Lava Spike. Sounds great. So I'll go Blackleaf Cliffs on one so I can bolt if I want. They could be playing Mutagenic Growth, so if they Swift Spear attack, I have to make the decision of do I want to get blown out. I could just Ravine first, so I have the option of Goifing on 2. But I don't think I want to Goif on 2 if I'm not killing their 1 or 2 mana play. So I think I'll just lead on the bolts, and then I can use my mana on turn 2 to cling if I don't draw something else to do with 1 mana. Gonna have to be wary of Blood Moon, but we are on the play and we've got a basic Swamp already, so that's nice. They have Mulligan. Well, this means I don't have to make the hard decision of take the 1 life off of a Swift Spear hit to avoid Mutagenic Growth. If they've got it, they'll still probably do it. Alright, they didn't, so that's good. Alright, another Swamp is fine. That super insulates us versus Blood Moon. We just need the green source. To play around the moon, I might just play Goif next turn. Because like, well, now that we have double Swamp, we know we'll get to play Liliana at some point. Yeah, especially if the Liliana doesn't actually get to edict anything. And I could just cycle the Cling now, but I think I'm going to want it to eat instants or sorceries, so I'll just untap. I could eat the creature, but it's going to shrink the Goyf down to be boltable, so let's not do that. Inquisition's a pretty nice one. That's something to combine with Tarmogoyf. And if they've got the Blood Moon, we can get the sight on it. They do. Honestly, I'm just gonna take it. There's no real reason to play into it. If I draw more green spells, I'm gonna want to cast them. Also, taking enchantment makes Goyf pretty big. They might have kept their 6 on the strength of the moon, so Inquisition's pretty good there. Alright, they played the mountain we didn't know about. That was really good. Another threat would be the nuts. Removal obviously doesn't do a whole lot. That's fine too. If nothing else, we can take the Abrade so they can't 1-for-1 the Blood Braid. I guess we'd still be 2-for-1ing, but any amount of clock is nice. And they do have Reveler. This is only going to be second spell in the yard though, so they're still pretty far off. I'll take the Abrade. Doubt they want to flash back a Lava Dart right now to take care of a Blood Braid. Yeah, they're just trying to get spells in the yard, it looks like. Alright, that's the mountain we knew about. So they're one mana source off, be it a spell in the yard or a land in play. And we get to cast Cling to Dust to make them even farther. So if I exile a Braid that does not take out instants, and plus Cling to Dust just adds 1 anyway. If I plus with Liliana, they might end up discarding a spell. So maybe I should just attack first because they might end up like bolting me, and that can give me some information. Also, if they like bolt me or something, or bolt a Blood Braid, I can just Liliana plus, and that'll take care of the Reveler too, since they've only got 2 cards in hand. This game's looking up. I'm hoping they just kill the Blood Braid here. If they don't, then that's still just really good for me. Get the hit in. Even if they tap mostly out for the Reveler, it's going to be a chump blocker to the Goyf. Yeah, and if they tap out for a Reveler, I just win on the spot. I'll keep the green fetch for getting basic forest. Not that it matters a whole lot at this stage, but you never know. Alright, so their last card is Reveler. So they've got 2 spells in the yard now. They're two mana sources off of Reveler. Again, be it a land in play. I think they miscounted because they forgot I exiled something. This costs 1 more. Yeah. Alright, on the draw versus the scariest aggro deck in town is kind of rough. But I mean, we're pretty traditionally good versus them. We're going to have to not mulligan aggressively for, but really look for a turn 1 Fatal Push or a Bolt. Maybe combining it with Inquisition or Goyf. I mean, our entire bottom end is really powerful versus them. Playing a Nile Spellbomb, more long, big picture type cards, but not what I'm looking for early. And the Blood Moon suspicion is confirmed. So we can get basic forest with this hand, and we've got lots of interaction. This looks like a keep. This hand's missing a Tarmogoyf. That's about it. So now we have the decision of, do we Bolt or Inquisition here? Black Fetch makes it easier. Alright, Liliana's a nice one too. Still pretty sure I'm going to want to be fetching for a basic forest. I've got double black off of the Peatland and the Blackleaf Cliffs. So the question is, do I want to Inquisition or do I want to Lightning Bolt? I think I'm leaning towards Lightning Bolt. I can Inquisition next turn to try to hit a Blood Moon. And I really don't want them enabling Light Up the Stage. Like if they have Light Up the Stage and something else really good, I don't want them to Light Up the Stage and curve into a Blood Moon. So I think to disable the Spectacle, I'm just gonna Bolt this right now. If they've got Mutagenic Growth, then they've got the Mutagenic Growth. Cool. Cycling Crash Through is a good sign. That means maybe no backup threat. All right. So barring multiple Blood Moons and the third land, I think we're ahead to this Inquisition. All right, and they did Light Up the Stage and 3 baubles. All right, so let's take the Light Up. That's a pretty funny hand. Unfortunately, we don't have Cabal Therapy. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're just saving the baubles in case they draw a Swift Spear. It'll be good for a lot. A lot of prowess triggers, I mean. Looks like they just want to get the redraws in now. They're not going to be greedy. Target themselves. Yep. Still definitely getting basic forest with this. And I wouldn't really mind drawing another land right now, so I'll untap first. Like a way to get basic swamp is a pretty, not high priority, but would be nice. Alright, and they're looking at our top card, so that would be a reason to fetch, but they can just look again. I mean, I'll make them look again. Like them having to sack these baubles when I want them to means that the brutalities might be better sooner. So I can pay 2 life to put the Overgrown Tomb in, or I can just play the Peatland. It's gonna net save me a life by playing the Peatland and then having Overgrown Tomb come in tapped. It'll net lose me life if I end up wanting to shock in the Overgrown Tomb next turn, but I don't think that's likely because next turn is likely to be a brutality. It's net neutral on life if I pay a life here and pay a life next turn, so it actually just seems better to play the Liliana. off of the peatland. Then as far as what I'm discarding to a plus, I mean, they are playing the Lava Spike version. So it's not super clear what I want to discard. Maybe it is just Brutality. I might need the Pulse for something. Like maybe they play, now that they're getting so many fresh cards, there's a pretty high likelihood, not high likelihood, but there's a good likelihood that they draw a redundant creature. They just go like Swift Spear, and then I can maybe get the 2-for-1. Alright, so they've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4 spells in yard. So they could land Morphos into a Reveler, but we've got Liliana in play for that. That would be one of the scarier lines. Alright, that'll do it. Oof, Goyf is excellent here. We were missing the pressure, and there it is. So now even if they Blood Moon us, we've at least got something going in play. Unfortunately, if they Blood Moon us at this stage, the only live threat is Bloodbraid. Reveler would be semi-scary here. Lava Dart me. Okay, so this looks like a light up the stage. Yep. Threat, not bad. So they have no more Lava Darts in the yard. Soul Guide Lantern. So sacrifice it. Exile each opponent's yard. So no matter what, the Goyf is going to be artifact, land, instant, sorcery, creature. We're only adding Planeswalker right now. Why didn't they just get rid of the Liliana? That would shrink the Goyf. Not quite sure. And they're Hellbent too. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the Brutality. I'll escalate it, discarding the Blackleaf Cliffs, drain them for 2, get the Soul Scar out of the way. I know I'll take the hit for 1 off the Swift Spear. I'll be at 16 after this, so it feels relatively safe. So target creature, no flashback spells, right? No Lava Darts, Lava Spike, that's it. Alright, so -2/-2, drain for 2, cast, target you and you. Pay mana. Discard that. Feels like a pretty good spot to be in. Like they can sack the Lantern to make this a hit for 5. But Tarmogoyf's still pretty substantial on this board. Like they may even want to just sack the Lantern for the card. Nope. Yeah. Soul Guide Lantern, not super effective here. Scared of a Bedlam Reveler because they do have the spells for that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they have the spells for the Reveler, but we've got the Pulse for it. I guess the scarier part. Okay, I guess the scarier part of the Reveler is the 3 cards that would be drawn. Really just looking for redundant threats now. Alright, Peatland not great, but that gives me an excuse to sacrifice this one. If I draw like a Goyf or something, it'll be great. Cling to Dust. Do I do that now? There are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so they can't Reveler me even if they draw it immediately. I'll do a quick double check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, it is 6, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. So they could actually Reveler me. So that would be a reason to do it now. They've got a lot of sorceries. I'll just eat one of those. And then I'll leave up the Blackleaf Cliffs because I've got green on the Peatland in hand. Liliana, not bad. Alright, I think I'm attacking here. The only way an attack is risky is if they chain some number of spells, but with 0 cards in hand, they would have to be like multiple Manamorphoses. Like worst case for me here is Manamorphose into Reveler. But if they don't Manamorphose into a Reveler, their attacking prospect might even become not a plan anymore because they're at 8 and they're potentially dead to a lightning bolt with one more hit. Alright, drawing a card is a good sign for me. Unless it was a land and they drew a Reveler, but even then, they're still short because I clinged. Attack here is a little questionable, but I mean, I guess they have to, right? That's kind of their only plan. So I'll just Liliana Edict at this point. And Ravine's nice. It's a backup threat in case something were to happen to this Goyf. I'll attack first. Yeah, I don't think Soul Guide Lantern is effective versus Tarmogoyf. Only exiling opponent's yards when Goyf cares about all yards is a big drawback. So I think the only thing I could possibly do it here is if they like play a Swift Spear, chain a bunch of Manamorphoses, and then have like a mutagenic growth and a Temur Battle Rage. But I mean, had the Swift Spear. It would have to be some ridiculously low percentage shenanigans that does it. Alright, we just drew the bolt anyway. Let's go first. We've got a keeper. If we're playing against a creature deck, this hand's excellent. I'll get Blood Crypt on 1, because we can Inquisition now and bolt next turn off of it. And then I'll probably get Overgrown Tomb tapped next turn unless something changes, like I draw Tarmogoyf. Alright, we're in for a long and interesting one. Alright, well, Lightning Bolt does not kill Tarmogoyf, whereas Path to Exile does, but I'm short on land, so maybe I even want the Path. I mean, it seems like letting them just get rid of the Goyf is probably bad. I'll take the Inquisition. I could take the Force, because it's like the non-redundant thing. Don't really think it matters a whole lot. Ravine's a nice pickup. Unfortunately, double terminate not exactly what I want versus this opponent. Jeskai Control, like, not a super common thing, but here it is. Flooded Strand down. I would love to draw Liliana here just because it'll 2-for-1 them. Tracker is a very good one too, though. I'm going to try my best not to get basics. Yeah, I mean, this is the fail rate of taking Path over the Bolt. Now they get to just Bolt it. I mean, it's unfortunate. But, I mean, the odds I drew Goyf were higher than drawing Tracker. Oh, got a posture check redeemed. Sure, you got it. So yeah, now I obviously wish I had taken the Path. Or sorry, I had taken the Bolt over the Path. So I at least get a land out of the deal and then I could guarantee Bloodbraid. Fully expect this to just get zapped. Like, I could have just waited until I had another land to get value off of it, but I want a Bloodbraid. Could just be a mistake. So as far as we know, they don't have another land. I'm going to try my best to play this matchup quickly in general. It's a good draw. So they are Jeskai, so there's a chance that I die to some flurry of burn between Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix, and Snapcaster Mage. So maybe I do want to get a basic here and try to stay kind of high. If I'm going to get a basic, I guess it'd be Forest. Bloodbraid off of a Forest. And this is where I cross my fingers and hope I don't just hit a removal spell here like a Fatal Push or a Bolt. Would love for it to be like a Goyf, a Liliana, or a Ren and 6. And there's the Goyf. So that was pretty fortunate, especially considering the 2 Terminates in hand are basically not a card. To note, this would be a scenario where playing Assassin's Trophy over Terminate would be beneficial. It's just a cycle of a Shark Typhoon. I'm kind of happy with that. That could mean they're digging for lands. Unless they're digging for lands for Verdict, which would be unfortunate. Even then, we've got a Ravine as a backup source of pressure. I may have to start thinking about Cryptics fogging pretty soon. Like, if I draw untapped land, I might just want to activate Ravine and Jam. But, I could be in trouble to Snapcaster Path, getting rid of the Goyf and the Bloodbraid. Ravine alone probably not going to be enough to combat this Teferi. Alright, well, Pulse is enough to combat Teferi. Let's just go to combat. And then hope they don't have the Snapcaster. I mean, if they have the Snapcaster, I might just fire off a Terminate, because I might not get better use off of it. Other than killing a Shark off of a Shark Typhoon. Alright, well, they just have a Path, yeah. No follow-up is it feels bad. My answer to the Teferi being a sorcery also kind of feels bad, because the Force of Negation may be able to counter. Again, this is definitely a situation where a trophy would have benefited over the Terminates. It's a Jace? Yep. Oh, well, I don't think they want to unsummon. And I should probably just let them brainstorm. Let them make their decisions before I go for the attack. And I do think I want to activate Ravine next turn. That said, I'm not guaranteed to draw a land, so I'll probably just throw the bolt at the Jace. That could be bad, though, because I'm assuming they're keeping the Teferi in their hands. I mean, like, I could activate Ravine and the Bloodbraid and both go at the Jace, but that seems kind of loose. I'm just going to go for the bolt right now. Alright, Ravine time. And I expect at a minimum a Lightning Bolt or a Path here. I don't know why else they would have Jaced instead of Teferi'd. That worked? That's interesting to me. Alright, so we don't know that this is their hand because they brainstormed, but they're potential knowns. I'm assuming Teferi is still a known. And again, this force, not a guarantee, but a likely. Especially since they were planning on tapping out for this Teferi. Granted, they get to untap 2 lands. Ooh, Renin 6, not a bad one here. I could Renin 6, buy back a land, use that land to activate the Ravine, but I cannot activate Ravine and then Renin 6. Additionally, if I cast the Renin 6 and they force it, I still can't activate Ravine. I mean, if they force the Renin 6, I can pulse the Teferi. I mean, I could also just go for the kill. Like, activating Ravine and going face-face means that they have to have an answer for both, or they go to 1, which turns off all of their fetches, but then they still have active Teferi in play. It's pretty high risk going for it, but I think I'm just going to go face, because then they have to play scared the rest of the game. I mean, they didn't have a path or a bolt after they Jace brainstormed, so unless they drew it in these next 2 cards, like unless they drew it in these next 2 cards, this just kills them. I mean, I guess now they could have a 2-mana answer like Lightning Helix. Alright, so they'll go to 7, take a hit, go to 2, yep. Helix was bad. I mean, Ravine's still gonna give them the hands. They're dead to a bolt now as well, so they have to be scared of that. Kolaghan's command additionally. They may be able to Mystic Sanctuary for a Helix, though. Yeah, I mean, I could have attacked the Teferi and killed it. So I can go for it again. It's unlikely to work, but I could. I could go for the Renin 6 first and see what happens. If they counter it, I can fetch and activate Ravine that way. Go for it. And if it resolves, I'll just ping them. Putting them to 1 turns off the fetch. Unless they've got like Snap Helix. Remain's an interesting one. So they could still like Snapcaster bounce the Ravine, and then I haven't played a land yet. If that happens, I'm probably just losing. I think I'm gonna go for the Wrenn and 6 again. If it doesn't resolve via the Source of Negation, I can then try to pulse the Teferi. So please no extra Force of Negation. If I've got another Force, then I'm kind of just dead. Having double Terminate since the beginning of this game has been fairly backbreaking. It's basically -2 cards. Gonna need to draw the burn spell. Alright, I'll put Helix back on top, make sure that doesn't happen, maybe. Yep. I mean, they're gonna need to combine a Helix and a Bolt to take down a Ravine. Prairie Stream on turn 8 with no basics in play. Sure. I mean, they can combine a block with a Colonnade, but we've got the Terminates for the Colonnade. Alright, I think this is the Ravine and Prey. If they go for the Colonnade plus Helix plan, I'm going to just terminate the Colonnade. Damn, they can snap a path. Alright, we're dead. We got him close. Yeah, these two Terminates were just really bad. Trophy would have been better there. Granted. Alright, I think I'm going to play the Cleansing Wildfire. We saw Colonnade. Bitter Blossom seems quite good. Ashiok seems quite good. Brutality hits things like Factor Fiction and Cryptic Command, whereas Inquisition do not. And Inquisition bricks on things like Jason Teferi anyway. Don't think I want all these Cleansing Wildfires. Like, it seems fine, it doesn't seem great. Maybe I should just be cutting these other bolts. I like them because they finish off Planeswalkers. But I mean, my way to hit the my way to kill the Planeswalkers is probably better served just attacking them. I think I just want all of the threats and all of the interaction that isn't spot removal. Their only creatures are the Snapcasters and the Shark Typhoons, I believe. Really awkward in that we've got a lot of our basics, but we've got 3 of our best cards. I think the matchup's very resource based. So it would, I think I'd be hard pressed to mulligan this hand. What do you want to pitch to force, I guess? Snapcaster. All right, well that's a relatively profitable trade, I think. So now we want to dodge a remand. I mean, I think I'm just gonna end up brutalitying anyway. Well, little do they know, we've got no more basics. They've got a Narset, and that's it. Definitely going to save the Bloodstained Mire for after the tracker. But if they Narset here, I think I'm incentivized to play the Bloodbraid Elf, just because it'll deny the extra card off of the additional activation. Alright, play my last basic. This is Budget Jund. Alright, additional threat would be great. Cling, not terrible. I guess what am I most afraid of in terms of Snapcaster? Gust. Like, if they Wildfire me again, it obviously sucks because it's just a Stone Rain. But I've got my mana pretty established. If they hit exactly Forest, then it really sucks because then I'll have to sack the Bloodstained Mire before Tireless Trackering. Just an awkward situation. I don't think I'm supposed to mulligan this hand ever, but I mean, it is what it is. I have a friend who his favorite deck was Jeskai Control for the longest time. And we played this matchup, I think 200, 300 times. I think I won about a third of the time. Alright, so I'm going to want to get Stomping Ground here, I think. And then definitely going to try to go after this Jace. And then I could just resort this turn to sacking a clue, but I think I want to hold up a Spellbomb activation. You don't believe me? What? Oh, about the playing it 300 times. Yeah, you're right. That number might be an underestimate. I think it was like over the course of like 2 months, we played like 30 matchups a week. So yeah, about 200. About having a friend? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I would doubt that too. Is this Sacred Foundry? I don't remember. Alright, well, if they've got a removal spell, it's unfortunate. Let's just get the Spellbomb off now. I mean, I guess I'm going to go for the Jace. I mean, both of these Planeswalkers combined are going to be pretty difficult to beat if they have the removal for the braids. Helix. Yep. So if they have Snapcaster Helix, that's going to feel really bad. So I guess we'll Spell Bomb again. Yep, but this is exactly where we don't want to be. They're just drawing 3 cards a turn. It's better than drawing 3 cards a turn. I mean, if they somehow don't find an answer to this tracker, then there's a chance. They figured it out. Oof. Alright, well, if I want a Cleansing Wildfire, Cling to Dust, I guess I'm doing it now. That would let me keep the Spell Bomb in play. Yeah, I guess I'll just use the Cling from my hand. Well, that would have been good a long time ago. It should still be fine. But we are in the bone zone right now. I guess doing this first plays around Mana Leak. And then I think I need to get something down that can attack a Planeswalker. Also, we only have 2 black between Bitter Blossom and the Liliana. The tracker has looked good here, but I haven't had time to sacrifice the clues. I'm assuming this was that Sacred Foundry. Don't think they'd ever play more than one of these. Zap the tracker. Snap Wildfire. Yeah, I've definitely lost Chaos. I mean, if they don't do something with the Bitter Blossom, there's a chance. But the odds of that happening are on the low end of really low. Just gonna try to Stone Rain me off all my lands. Just drawing all of these lands was bad. Alright, I don't have any mana after this. They're wildfiring into a wildfire here. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you don't have Run and 6. Then you like keep a hand with 3 of your basics. think I have to mulligan this. This doesn't do anything meaningful until turn 2. And we're on the draw. Like, there's not even a guarantee Goif is going to be good. Like, on the play, I'd be more enticed, but I think this hand is just way too weak, even in the dark. And they did choose to play first. I mean, at least we have a 1-mana play. Opponent says, hello, good luck, have fun. You too. I mean, the thing about Cling to Dust, though, is that it's pretty strong when it's great, but it's not strong enough to be a sideboard card. Alright, so Treetop Village probably means like black-green midrange. But like when you have the Cling, it's very often good. And if it's not good, you just cycle it for 1 mana. The fail rate on 1 mana cycle is... It can only be so bad, right? But yeah. I like Spellbomb as like just another piece of Grave Hate. Abzan. So maybe it's Stoneblade. Opponent doing his KO Diamonds impression over here. Alright, so between Bolt and Push, I'm going to go with the Bolt. Because Push can kill the bigger stuff like Tarmogoyf. Minor misplay here. I should have played the Mire. I've already got the Mountain in hand, so Verdant Catacombs is technically the better fetch land. Please no Liliana. I can't handle it right now. Alright, well, I guess I'll pitch basic Mountain. So I guess my next pitch is Mire, and then I'll go Peatland into Bloodbraid. Yeah, this I think the Abzan versus Junmir is Abzan favored. Stoneforge can be a beating, and so can Lingering Souls if they're playing it. So I could just Bloodbraid, and if I hit removal, take care of the Bob that way. But if I don't hit the removal, it's so backbreaking to let the Bob get them a card, so I don't think I'm going to take the risk. I'm just going to push this thing right now. And then if I hit removal, it's just kind of unfortunate. Sometimes they play like 2 or 3 copies of Souls. Yeah. Souls can be good. Oh, we hit the push. Alright, well that was our worst case. Still going to attack the Liliana here. I mean, the opponent doesn't have Revolt. So if their removal spell isn't Path, we're going to at least get to hit the Liliana here. Which means that if they want to Edict it, the Liliana at least dies as well. I mean, they've got Treetop to block if they want. Dark Confidant is also a really scary card to play against from Jun's side of the field. But I mean, we've got Ren and 6 to deal with it pretty well. Come on, removal. Damn it. Alright, well, we can sack Peatland and get another crack at it. Best case scenario here is definitely running 6. So you're telling me there's a chance. Alright, well they don't have Revolt yet. So maybe I just attack the Liliana here. Yeah, like they could block with the Bob, but I don't think they will. Yeah, like if I run in 6 ping this Bob, that gives them the Revolt. I think they're just gonna let this thing live. All right, well Path obviously changes that. I get Forest. Then my land would get discarded, so I'll just obviously play it. And then I'm buying back peatlands now. We're hellbent. I mean, I guess the opponent can just attack with the Ren and 6 with a treetop, which has to be the plan here. Alright, we're back in the bone zone. I mean, we've got mana advantage, but the opponent has Liliana and a man land. Holy crap. Alright, so I'll leave up the ravine in case I hit Scavenging Ooze. We just got lucky back to back here. Wow, into another run in 6. That's absurdly lucky. So we get to kill the Liliana here. So we can kill the Liliana or buy back Peatland and draw a card. But buying back Peatland and drawing a card means that they're going to get to kill the Ren and 6. But I think I'm okay with that. Because then they're using the entire turn on a Ren and 6. Oh, sorry, on killing a Ren and 6. All right, that was absurdly lucky, but we still need to draw better than the opponent. Kind of hard to draw better than I'm currently drawing. It's only 2 turns in a row, though. Can we make it 3? Maybe we can make it 3. Alright, well, we don't have to worry about Kolagon's command from the opponent. Not going to eat a creature. I guess I'll take out their Path to Exile. I mean, Cling to Dust is going to net us another card here, too. Alright, attack for 3. We're ahead on this damage race. Yeah, we kind of sucked out of this one. Not there yet. Ooze with the green. They've got a lot of food, but we could just terminate. I think I want to use the turn to use the Cling to Dust, though, which means I would have to respond to it. Because then I wouldn't get the card. So yeah, I'll just respond, exile a Liliana, I guess. And then the question is, do I want to leave Planeswalkers in my yard to have Goyfs be... potential Goyfs be big? Don't think I want to. Just because since I'm ahead on the damage race, it's worse for me if the opponent draws a Goyf. And if I draw a Goyf, it's obviously fine. I'll keep Peatlands because I can get them back. I guess I don't need all these fetches. Forest in play, so Mire is the better fetch. I'll get rid of Verdant. There goes the Cling. Huh. Wow. I have a friend who's always this lucky. I think I finally understand what it feels like. Are you talking about I think, yeah, I did do it in response. I did cling in response. The issue is like if they resolve their ooze and then just don't activate the ooze immediately, then they can kind of hold my cling hostage. Because like if ooze resolves and then I cling something, they just eat whatever I'm targeting and then I don't draw a card. Alright, so do I want to play Cleansing Wildfire off the back of seeing that they're playing Treetop Village? Not sure that I do, but I mean, I want to take out all these Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes for sure. That has me at, sorry, 59, which means I need one more card. I mean, it's likely the opponent is playing Stoneforge, and Eshiok is good against that. They could also be playing Lingering Souls. They're definitely playing Fetch Lands. You know, I don't mind like I don't mind like one Ashiok. Let's give that a go. Submit. Very similar situation to last match. We've got two of our basics versus the Path to Exile deck. But this opponent isn't playing Field of Ruin or on their own Cleansing Wildfire. I'll keep off the back of Renin 6 into Bloodbraid. Definitely going to Renin 6 first. It's a resource battle, and I don't want to Tarmogoyf into a Liliana. That seems really horrid. One mana spell, very good. So if they play something here, I'm definitely going to Blood Crypt, and then I'll play Forest into Renin 6, buy back the Verdant. If they bob here, I'll just Renin 6 it. Goyf of my own, but again, I don't want to play it into a Liliana. I'll get the Renin 6 down. Well, with Renin 6 in play, this Liliana actually not that terrible for me. Does make these Tarmogoyfs look kind of awkward, though. Liliana of my own is kind of perfect. Wow, I am just drawing super hot. The opponent kept in an Inquisition. It's a little strange. I usually like taking him out, and the opponent has just seen enough. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Abzan is supposed to be a fairly close to possibly even bad matchup, but it looked great as long as I draw as hot as I am. Sometimes you just don't have cards to replace them with. Honestly, I think they're so bad that you just have to find a way. Used to be what before Renin 6? Like, if this were my sideboard and I wanted to take out Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes, and I didn't have access to stuff, like, I would bring in both Ashioks, I would bring in the Wildfires, just because I really don't want to play the Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes. Like, you draw them late game in the top decor that it often comes down to, and they do actual nothing. Oh, you're saying the matchup used to be neutral to bad for Jund before Renin 6? Yeah, I could see that. Renin 6 is great versus Dark Confidant. And also pretty serviceable versus Lingering Souls. It's also funny, like, you kind of break the Tarmogoyf stare down by attacking and then threatening a ping to finish theirs off. Yeah. I mean, we saw it, right? We went turn 2 Renin 6, and the opponent had their turn 3 Liliana. I was just like, okay, sure. And then I, like the sack that I am, I just drew the Liliana of my own and shredded the opponent's hand. Alright, this I think is a little too slow. Like, even drawing a land, like, we have to draw red source to turn on the Renin 6s. And then Tracker's obviously on the slower end. I mean, we've got Inquisition on the draw. We've got Cling to Dust, which is a redraw. We've got stuff to do. If we draw Fetch Land, this hand becomes very, very good. I'll keep it while I'm on the draw. And then I think I'm just going to bottom a Kolagon's Command. It's just like the slowest 3 mana play. Field of the Dead. Alright, come on, Fetch Land. Not a fetch. It's okay, we'll draw it next turn. We're running hot. Take the Explorer. Get all these windows popped. Fetch land. Darn. Alright, well, I'm going to go for the redraw here. Fetch land. A land. Forest is the second worst land in the deck right after Mountain. But I mean, at least it completes the colors. Fetch land next turn is still very good because we can run in 6, bite back, cast Inquisition. Amulet. Alright. Fetch land. Fetch land means we get to take Pact and play the Ren. Yes. God, I'm good at Magic. Alright, Overgrown Tomb. Say yes. Red and green. I could even just Liliana and start plussing. I mean, why don't I just... So, like, the option is I could Goyf and Inquisition, or I could run in 6 and Inquisition. It's actually kind of close what I want it to be. Because I need to get my pressure down, and Goyf is the pressure pretty significantly. So, I mean, I could just lead on Inquisition, and that'll tell me the pace I need to play at. Alright, well, they've got Titan in hand. They've got only 4 mana sources, though. I mean, I've got some time. Let's get Goyf in. And then next turn I might just Liliana, because I might be able to pressure their hand fast enough. It's even possible I should have just cast Liliana there to pressure the hands. Because I know there's some number of mana sources away. Yeah, I mean, looking back at it, I think I actually like the Liliana line best. So, I mean, if they draw a bounce land, they can Titan. But, I mean, we're a sack and we drew Thoughtseize. Wow. I can already imagine what I have to name the title of this video. It's just like, am I the luckiest Jund player alive? They even had the Simic Growth Chamber. Alright, there is actually only one land in the yard, so I'm going to attack before picking it up. I mean, they could still just draw another copy of Titan and kill me. I want more green and I want more black. It leaves me with one red, but I don't actually need more red for any reason. Jeez, well that's something to buy back. I guess there's a chance they increase the number of types. So I should Liliana plus first. I'll discard Peatland and just buy it back. Why won't they just ban Titan? Well, I would use the, well, they're trying to sell packs excuse, but this card's been out of standard legal packs for a while, right? Alright, so buying Peatland means I won't get to have Revolt this turn. But I think drawing a card is also good. Like, if they draw a Dryad here, I can just push it on my turn. It's not a big deal. Yeah, like, people are already talking about wanting to get Uro banned in Modern, but I think I like Titan going first. Okay, they Titan me. They're going to get to transmute a Telerio West. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, they are one short, aren't they? Oh, they're just casting a Turn Timber? Yeah, I mean, yeah, if they have a Titan in their top 7, that sucks. There's 3 of them. So if for some reason they don't kill Liliana here, I'm live to only Maelstrom Pulse unless they get a fetch land. Because like I can pulse the zombies and then edict the Liliana. But I think they'll be smart and just go for the Liliana. Yeah. Right click concede. Opponent cast 6 mana creature. I died. Alright, Ashiok good. Cleansing Wildfire good. Damping Sphere excellent. And then I definitely like the Fatal Push over the Lightning Bolts. Honestly though, I still don't think I want all of the pushes. They kill only, the only thing that it kills that I care about is Dryad. I need 4 more cuts. I mean, on the play, Renin 6 gets to kill the Sakura Tribe Scout. So that's probably good. I think I'll keep the Terminates for the Titans and the, I guess on the play, they can also kill Scouts pretty profitably. They also kill the Dryad, the Illusory Grove. Ooze, I think, is definitely the slowest threat. Tracker might even be slower, but I don't want to cut too many threats. K-Command kills Amulet. Gonna have to be wary of Veil of Summer. I guess I can cut Cling. Cling isn't gonna do a whole lot for me. Submit. Yeah, I would love it if they banned Titan, though. I guess the meta share that it has is never high enough to warrant a ban, but it definitely feels like it just makes games that don't matter. Like the play pattern often doesn't matter. It's like either you have the sideboard cards, or they just run you over. In terms of games versus non-games, I think the non-games are proportionately high for Titan decks. I used to play a Amulet too. The deck was fun to play, not so much to play against. I often ask my friends if they wanted to play test the matchup. It's like, dude, just play a brick wall, you'll be fine. Hey, it was a while ago. I wised up. Don't judge me for past sins. So I'm just going to get the Goyf down. I could Sphere here, but they don't actually have lands that produce multiples. The only way a Sphere here would be better than Goyf is if they go like Amulet into a Karoo land. I like getting the pressure down. Like Amulet into Karoo land into Explore would be the way this bites me. They have a Stomping Ground now. Hey yo, we got a Bloodbraid. Alright, well Bloodbraid is a kind of a nombo with the Sphere that we've got. Maybe I just Cleansing Wildfire here. That seems incorrect. Yeah, that's rough. You just attack and pass. Yeah, there's an argument to that. I mean, if the plan is to Bloodbraid next turn, that means there's no realistic chance that I'm casting Cleansing Wildfire or Damping Sphere until turn 5, and by then I would have at least liked to cast at least one of them. Yeah, Dryad would be unfortunate. Like if they go Amulet Karoo land, I could die. I mean, cleansing now also means that they can't what are the words I'm looking for? Well, a lot of power on the Goyf. I think I'm just gonna cleanse the Turn Timber. I think the Damping Sphere is good enough to just beat them. And we drew Inquisition. See, I told you this was the best play. Overrun Tomb. Goyf thick, please. Oof, we get to get rid of an explosives that would have killed my Damping Sphere. That seems good. We've got fetch land for the Azusa. We can fetch land, push, and Damping Sphere next turn. Let's just get that artifact out of here. Yeah, this is definitely turned out pretty well. You would take Azusa? I think I want to take their Engineered Explosives because it answers the Goyf and the Damping Sphere. We've already got the push for the Azusa. Azusa's not a problem. Alright, so they bounced the Vesuva, which they were kind enough to replay. nice two Karoo lands. They both make colorless mana. Definitely just going to get the Sphere down to double Stone Rain. I can Bloodbraid and Cascade next turn. Azusa. Yep. Alright, Rot Farm is a new one. They actually created a trigger here, so I can even fetch, push, and response. I'll get second red. I have not cast any spells yet, so I can have this come in tapped. Push that. The Karu lands. Keru. It's like a term from original like Dissension era. Yeah. It's an old word. Alright. Let's Bloodbraid and cast what we hit off of Damping Sphere. Oof. Let's add enchantment, shall we? So the opponent has 3 mana's worth of colorless mana in play. Damping Sphere. Hell yeah. I mean, that's definitely a scenario where Damping Sphere is way better than Alpine Moon. It's possible I want to bring back some number of bolts just because we want to be able to kill Sakura Tribe Scout on the draw and also Azusa on the draw. So 1 mana interaction could gain some relevance. I mean, I guess I would still want to bring in a Fatal Push before the bolts. I think I am going to bring in that other push. It's just what do I want to take out. Tracker probably just too slow, especially on the draw. I like that. Let's see a sphere, shall we? Give me the magical little orb. Por qué no los dos? Alright, well, I think this has got to be a mulligan. The opponent has also mulliganed, so that's good. Nothing to do on 1 or 2 or 3. Definitely got a ship, despite having a sideboard card. Hey, look, it's Inquisition into our special little ball. Keep. I think I'll bottom Swamp. I mean, I could, like, Overgrown Tomb into Swamp and then get Stomping Ground. My mana's pretty much perfect that way, and it saves me some life. Sure. So if I Overgrown Tomb on 1... Okay, that makes it easy. I was going to say, if I Overgrown Tomb on 1 and then I draw Renin 6, I'm going to want to be able to cast it if I don't cast Sphere, but Blackleaf Cliffs makes the decision a lot easier. And we can't get Veil of Summer, which they probably don't have. Well, they don't have anything. Okay. What does it say about Titan decks if this hand is keepable? This is insane. Alright, well, we've got the Sphere again. Alright, more lands, not what we want to see. Should probably still just play it. Yeah, I'll play it. Like I could just wait until turn 3 to play it because that might impact their land drop decision. But if I draw like a Liliana or something or anything to do on top of the Sphere, I'm gonna really wish that I had used my mana. All right, that's one of the 2 new cards. So we really want like Goy for Liliana here. Alright, so if they draw, I guess I'll play the Mire and then not crack it. Because I'm going to want the Fatal Push to be able to kill a Dryad or an Azusa. Radiant Fountain, yep. And I think I will even wait to cast the Bloodbraid until turn 5. so I can hit the Cascade spell. Yeah, I mean, killing Azusa might matter just because they get the land. They get to put the lands into play. They've already got their 2 green mana. I mean, they don't get to Titan me as far as I know. Alright, Tomb. Go. Alright, please don't Titan me, I guess. Pick up a Radiant Fountain, yep. Play a Radiant Fountain, yep. Alright, so now since I have the intention on shocking an Overgrown Tomb, I will fetch for a Stomping Ground. No longer have Revolt for the push. What I really want to see is something like an Ashiok here. Ashiok would be nuts. Doesn't matter how I tap, I'm not leaving any mana available. Extra threat would be fine. I mean, I guess. This is going to make extra spells really hard to cast. You wouldn't cast that? I think it's close. I mean, if we get Titaned, we get Titaned. There's the Azusa. We can Kolaghan's command it. Right, but I mean, if they engineered explosives, we're not going to have access to Second Sphere anyway. The issue with them top decking is that if they draw Titan, we just lose on the spot. I could have them discard a card, but that could open me up to a Baloth. Although if they had Baloth, they might have just cast it. And having them discard a card means that our Lilianas may become better. Yeah, I think I'm going to Kolaghan's command, have them discard a card. Kill the Azusa. There's no artifact to kill. How it's Second Sphere Held versus Titan. It just makes additional spells harder to cast. So like they can't like chain explorers or something. Like as it stands, especially with the Ravine, like I'm probably not going to cast more than 1 spell a turn anyway. I could run in 6 here, get back a fetch land, and then Fatal Push. I do have the mana for it. Run in 6 is going to cost 2, and then the push will cost 3, but then I'm not getting Ravine down, and Ravine is one of my better sources of pressure, so I think I'm leaning towards the Kolaghan's command play. Please no Veil of Summer. Alright, well they don't have it based on this text. There goes a Turf. Jam. Go. Alright, so now we're trying to dodge Titan. Alright, well them drawing Field of the Dead is a headache. They just have a Titan on top of it. 2 Fields of the Dead. Alright, well we can't beat the Field of the Dead. Just can't. Alright, you win. Ugh, indeed. Yep, no fetch land to combo with the run in 6, but Inquisition into a Planeswalker. Planeswalker seems fine. Basic mounted no play is strange. And I guess we don't have to be wondering for too long. Bolt me in response. Alright, well, Jig is up, I think. Probably just regular old burn. Oh, it's just big red? Alright, I'll take a Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher is really annoying. They haven't yet fixed the stupid thing showing up as 2 cards. Alright, there goes the mountain. Alright, well, Verdant Catacombs combos with Ren and 6. Yeah, Bone Crusher is insane. I really like the design for what it's worth. Like, I think it's the good kind of insane. Stomp me. Okay. Aggro. Go. Mountain's a new one. Yeah, I don't think it's good enough in Jund either. It's like kind of close. Like I'm almost interested. I'm almost interested in trying to make it work. All right, Liliana. They can Lava Dart the Liliana, but that's okay. This will be a way to get rid of the Bone Crusher without taking 2 off of targeting it. Run in 6 keeps ticking away. Yeah, I agree. Soul Scar, that's fine. They have Lava Dart though. They can get 2 Prowess triggers to get out of range. That's a new one. Oh, I mistracked their hand. It is still Lava Dart. Alright, so I guess, well, we actually can, if we bolt the thing and they go Lava Dart us, sacrifice to Lava Dart us, we can Red and 6 to ping it for the last point. Which I think is what I want to do. Alright, well, that makes it just way easier, doesn't it? I guess I'll just fetch another basic mountain here. Sorry, basic swamp. Which means Bloodstained Mire is the better fetch, so I'll keep that in hand. Also, they just know about a Verdant, so I should play the Verdant. I guess if I'm being completely correct, I should definitely plus first. So they Lava Dart without the information that their Soul Scar is also dying. I'll ditch a Bloodstained Mire. Feel like we're in a pretty favorable spot right now. I think I'm even going to wait on this Fatal Push because they might make some Prowess related decisions before attacking. Like this. I mean, I need to dodge Reveler. Reveler is the way that I lose this. I mean, I'm also missing a threat, so a Reveler might get him enough time. Four spells in the yard currently. Alright, this I don't know, sorry. Targeting me. Yep. Gonna have to be wary of the lava dart still in the yard. Come on, Tarmogoyf for Bloodbraid. Tarmogoyf. I mean, I'm just gonna bolt him a bunch if all else fails. Go. I've only got one red source in play, so that's kind of a slow burn. No Reveler. No Reveler. That one's good too. It's even a draw too. I mean, it's not making elementals, which is a thing. So between Bolt and Terminate, I think I'm going to use the Bolt. Terminate can kill a Reveler much more easily. Also, we have as many bolts as we want now anyway, because we're about to ultimate a Ren in 6. Alright, we have all the bolts and terminates our heart's desires. Actually, lots of lies. As many as we have lands. So I guess I'm actually just going to discard a terminate then. Maybe I should even still sacrifice Peatland. Drawing a threat is still much faster than having to bolt him a million times. Goyf. Hey yo. Alright, let's just ditch a terminate now. Every land in our hand becomes a terminate. Here's the missing piece of the puzzle. Alright, so we have as many bolts as we want, as many pushes as we want. Terminates for what it's worth, but I think I'm more likely to be casting these. Yep. Alright, so they have 2 lava darts in the yard now. Seasoned Pyromancer as well. I may have to keep an eye out for that. Should I just throw a bolt upstairs? Yep, I'll use the mana where I can. Start going to town. It's kind of weird because plussing Liliana not even super profitable anymore. I guess Thoughtseize gives me something I can discard pretty easily. This is probably an instant. Doubt it's a land. Stomp me? Yikes. I mean, with the 2 lava darts in their yard, I'm dead to a lightning bolt effect. Danger, danger, yeah. Where's the cling to dust when you need it? I mean, I'll just keep my 2 lands in hand. Bandit328, thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We're currently under the gun to mono red Prowess. We've got a Ren in 6 emblem. Alright, so I'm definitely going to use a Liliana Edict to get rid of the Bone Crusher painlessly. So it's just how do I want to deal with the Soul Scar? Kind of doesn't matter how I want to deal with the Soul Scar. Everything does it. Hey, there's the cling. Perfect timing. Alright, let's get rid of the Seasoned Pyromancer. Gain us 3 life, take out their source of blockers. That was really, really big. Saw someone playing John How to Come See? Yeah, I'm preparing for the Manatraders event in 2 days. All right, so we've got him dead next turn by bolting face. We need to dodge Bedlam Reveler. Bedlam Reveler into some spells could be scary. All right, and I think I'm even going to I was gonna say I was gonna attack first and like not even bolt them yet, but now it doesn't matter because we win. Cling to dust, doing the thing. All right, so mono red. Bandit, thanks for the follow. Alright, so definitely want the brutalities, definitely want the extra fatal push. Definitely want the Nile spell bombs for the Bedlam Revelers, and we can also make them use lava darts when they don't want to. Take out Thought Seizes, run in 6 kills, actual nothing. I usually like taking out Kolaghan's command because the 2 damage mode isn't really worth a whole lot. Nor is buying back a creature or having him discard. And that's 60. Alright, gonna have to be wary of Blood Moon. So I'm gonna fetch basics as aggressively as I can. Thanks, Bandit. Alright, well, Mounted is not the basic I want to see. But I'm playing Gruul right now, though. I mean, Bolt into Goyf with the Bloodbraid on top is a way to win, especially when I can get basic Forest. No Lurrus Sanpacto. I don't think it's strong enough. If you play Lurrus, you can't play Liliana of the Veil or Bloodbraid Elf, and those two are 2 of John's stronger tools. You also miss stuff in the sideboard like Ashiok. And Ashiok is a hoser. Oh, you play it main? That's fair. I've seen some people do it. I just haven't found a good spot to squeeze it in. Alright, so I'm just going to bolt this main phase. If they have Mutagenic Growth, then they've got it, but I don't think Mono Red tends to do it. And we're safe from Blood Moon at least one more turn, assuming no ritual. I like the command a decent amount. I still like having access to 1. Two more creatures. That's brutal. Especially one of them being a Soul Scar, because I could put minus counters on my now 3rd Tarmogoyf, I guess. Alright, I'm still going to get my basic Forest when I can. So burn spells now shrink my Goyfs, which is pretty unfortunate. So I think I actually am going to block. I've got lots of backup threats, and this at least makes them do it. Yeah. I mean, they have to flash back the Lava Dart for that to work. They can flash it back targeting me, though. That makes their prowess worth it. Yep. I'm okay with that trade. Like, I got hit for a lot, that's true. Alright, Goyf again. Take 2. I mean, if they Lava Darted to get rid of a Goyf, that kind of tells me that outside of the card they just drew, they might not have another good answer in terms of targeted burn spells. Well, Stomp means they'll bump heads. Third color catching back up to me. Goyf. Part 3. Don't think it's worth an attack yet. They still need to target the smaller Goyf for it to die to less than 2 Prowess triggers. They played a Mountain, okay. Sacking this means they're not Bone Crushing this turn. More creatures, yeah. Come on, Black Source. Black Source would be really big because getting rid of Soul Scar is a pretty high priority. More black cards. Not exactly what we're looking for. I mean, the deck's majority black. Jeez. Yeah, let's just yield. We're not doing anything. Gonna need you to draw not a spell off the top. Them drawing a land here would be very good, but they've already hit 5 of them. Black Source. Okay. So while they don't have it, I think I'm just gonna try to get the Soul Scar off the field. I could Bloodbraid here, but I really want to get the Soul Scar gone. And to note, this is actually the sideboarded Fatal Push. I can tell because the art's different. Am I in time, Cotton? I don't know. Find out after the break. There's the light up. Oh, wrong. Soul Scar Lava Dart. Jeez, that Lava Dart's going to be brutal. It's a lot of Prowess triggers. Oof. That was kind of the nuts light up the stage. Is there a double block here? Just so I can kill something? There is actually a double block. I could block one of the 2/3 Swift Spears and that would guarantee kill it. But that has me taking 8 from the rest of it. I mean, I think it's better than double chump. So no, Cotton, I was not in time. I'm just dead to double Lava Dart to the face, but let's see if they see it. Yeah, they saw it. Boo! Alright, I'm dead. Yeah, I mean, we were missing a color. Our opening hand did not involve that color, though. I'm just gonna resubmit. I clicked it right. Yeah. Let's go first. Yeah. So the hand is weak to Blood Moon, which is a very real possibility. I get to get the Swamp, which means the Terminates will always be live, but all of my good creatures like Bloodbraid and Gwaif involve the green. So this is a risk. Exactly Blood Moon might get us. We'll get the Swamp down before the Moon. Do I have an answer to the Blood Moon in the 75? Yes, I've got 7 fetch lands. That's my answer. There's Maelstrom Pulse, but I mean, you need your colors before that happens. Not the land I'm hoping to draw. Alright, I'll let them make their prowess decisions before I terminate. Don't think they're playing Apostle's Blessing or anything like that. I mean, they did play Canyon, so this might be an indication that they're land light. I could untap and Liliana it, but I think I want to get straight to plussing. To note, I think I misplayed in terms of what land I played on turn 2. I think I should have fetched for basic swamp, because if this is a way to fetch for basic forest, I'm not going to be able to fetch it in time before the moon. Assuming that's the line they take. Alright. Well, this is going to be Swamp Liliana. I could get Forest, then play Tracker, and then next turn I could try for the peatland, but I could play Tracker next turn too if they don't have the moon. So I mean, I really just have to hope that the moon doesn't absolutely get me here. Please no blood moon. I mean, I know they bring it in if they've got it in the board. So let's hope to dodge. I mean, we also surmised that there were land lights, so even if they have the moon, they need the land. There's the land. Uh-oh, it feels like they have it. Ugh. They don't have it. Jeez, like lots of light up the stages. So we can cling to dust, targeting their lava dart. We won't get to draw the card, but it means they have to sacrifice their mountain on their already landlight hand. It may also reduce their mana sources to cast all their spells in exile. I think I'm going to want to be plussing before giving them information. It just sucks. Like, I know they get to stomp the tracker, so I could just take the turn off and not play tracker, because like it gives them a good stomp target. I think I'm just going to play the tracker though. I mean, I get my clue out of it, and I really want to use my mana. Like the Liliana is probably going to be what gets rid of the Bone Crusher itself. So if I was being technical, I guess I should have plussed with the Liliana first. I mean, if I cling to dust targeting the lava dart, they probably just let it happen. I think I'm just going to plus and discard the cling to dust. Terminate's probably worth more. Feels bad to have to discard it, but I think I want to get the clue off of the peatland. Yeah, I actually think we're pretty behind here, because the opponent's got lots of good draws, things like Bedlam Reveler, Seasoned Pyromancer, Bone Crusher Giant. They've got at least one Bone Crusher waiting for this turn. They've got to at least Stomp now. They can like Manamorphose into Stomp. But I mean, if they Manamorphose into Stomp, then they're not casting this light up the stage unless they're also Lava Darting. Interesting they didn't just like lead on the Manamorphose. I guess it doesn't matter a whole lot. I would expect the Lava Dart to be sacrificed into the light up the stage. Missing piece of the puzzle here is another threat. Goyf would be ideal. Bloodbraid would also be more than acceptable. There goes the dart. There goes the light up. Land. That was good. That was really big. Makes up for the nutty one that they had in game 2. Goyf. Bloodbraid. Inquisition. If I Inquisition, that means I can't terminate. I mean, if I Inquisition and plus, I could very likely get them Hellbent. And then I could like sacrifice Clue end step. I mean, I've got the Liliana to deal with the Bone Crusher. Yeah, I think getting them Hellbent, or at least trying to, might be good. I could just not plus Liliana, but that seems like it could be a mistake. Also, depending on their hand, I can sacrifice Clue and then plus Liliana with some extra info. Getting them Hellbent is probably good. It's like they Manamorphosed last turn, so like they've got at least 2 fresh ones between that and their draw step. Like if their hand is like land, Bedlam Reveler, that's when this plan backfires. Jeez. All right. Well, this is actually going to turn out really well then. Because we can sacrifice this. Plus with the Liliana. That'll get their last card. So what I'm discarding isn't super clear. Terminate will kill things more reliably, but Fatal Push costs less mana. I think I want to go for the kill things more reliably. I mean, I could have the push up this turn, but I think I still want the terminate over the push. So that was good. Still missing a threat. I've got the Ravine as a kind of threat, but I mean, activating a Peatland to have to play it feels bad. They've also got their Seasoned Pyromancer in the yard still. You've got this Cling to Dust though, so this might be a turn where I just Edict and then get rid of their Seasoned Pyromancer with the Cling. Yeah, they don't have a million bolts. And Forest is actually a pretty great draw because that it lets us activate the Ravine painlessly. But I still think I want to use this turn to get rid of the Seasoned Pyromancer with the Cling to Dust. I'll have you sacrifice a creature. So Cling to Dust proving pretty good here. And I'll play the Forest so I don't have to pay the life. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so I think I'm going to keep the creature in my yard. Because if I draw Scavenging Ooze, it's another thing I get to eat. Alright, we're at 15. They've got 2 Sunbaked Canyons, though. There's some burst damage potential there. Going at me. Got another light up the stage. Even worse, right? So if I activate the Ravine, I get it out of bolt range. I mean, at this point, if they use any amount of burn to go after the Liliana, I think I'm happy about that. So right now what I'm looking at is Liliana minus hit him with Ravine. That puts me down to 11. But I need to start closing. Watch, this is when the Blood Moon comes. Alright, so this has them dead in 2 hits. If they find the mana source, they can pay 2 life going to 7 to get 2 elementals into play. But they've got 3 fresh cards, so I doubt a Pyromancer is the best thing they could do. Well, redraws are fine. That redraw also means they're not putting Pyromancer tokens into play. Hey, I'm just trying to be realistic here. So when they draw something, my disappointment isn't badly driven. Jeez. Come on, Tarmogoyf. Come on, Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf. Alright, I mean, I'm going to cash in this Liliana again. I think I need to Liliana again. I can hold up Terminate, and then if nothing happens, I can sack Peatland. Trying to keep all this stuff off my back. And if for whatever reason I decide to terminate here, I'll fetch basic Swamp. So now they've got 2 Seasoned Pyromancers in the yard. Come on, Spellbomb. Even Spellbomb would be good. I'm still at 11. That's like relatively healthy. That's a terminate target. Spike, target me. Yep, can't do much about that. Alright, so it looks like I'm terminating, because Liliana can't quite kill that yet. I would like priority, please. Please and thank you. Thank you. Alright, I mean, now a Smack with Ravine puts him to 2. And I guess I play that first so I can plus Liliana. We might escape with this. If they wanted to get Pyromancer into play, that has them paying 2 life. Stomp me. Yep. I think we're getting there. Alright, this turns off both of their canyons as mana sources. And if they just cast Bone Crusher as a blocker, we get to Edict them. You ready for the Blood Moon? Blood Moon would be so upsetting. That's a good sign. Well, Reveler doesn't even do it. Oh my god, Bolt does it. Oh no, please don't be a Bolt or a Lava Dart. They would have to have gotten it Runner Runner. Oh, they hit it Runner Runner. Wow. I mean, that was... I mean, there were a few combinations that did it. Like, Bolt does it, Bolt Lava Dart does it, Lava Dart this does it. Quick, fetch and tap Peatland? Yeah, let's do it. Damn. I mean, I think I played that as well as I could have. We just needed to dodge it off the top, and we didn't. Like, they needed to get lucky two draw steps in a row, and they just did it. Alright, so that was a pretty lackluster 2-3. But, I mean, the matches we lost were pretty okay. Like, in terms of, like, gameplay decisions. Like, two of our opponents, unfortunately, we just could not get there. Because, like, we couldn't really do much about that. And then, when we played against the Amulet Titan player, we just, like, couldn't beat the Field of the Dead that they drew. And then the other loss was Jeskai, right? Jeskai Control. And that matchup tends to be not great. And we kept a hand with 3 of our basics. And they cast Cleansing Wildfire on us 5 times. So, I mean, that loss was pretty abnormal. But the other 2, I feel like we just got outlucked. But the 2 matchups that we won, we drew pretty hot as well. Alright, so I'm going to do my my typical deck tech wrap-up. For purposes of the YouTube recording. So this was the first instance where we found a situation where we would have preferred a trophy over Terminate versus Jeskai Control. In the dark, we kept a hand with 2 Terminates, and game 1 was very close, but we never cast a single Terminate the entire game. See you later, Bandit. Thanks for tuning in. So in that situation, which has been the first situation, where I really wanted a trophy over the Terminate. I feel like Jund is a cool deck because you can really tune it to the meta and what you expect to see. And if you tune it really, really well based on what you expect to see, and then you run into those matchups, you should do well. So I do feel like this deck is tuned pretty optimally. That said, we're not expecting to see Jeskai Control, which Terminate is pretty horrid against, and we ran into Jeskai Control, so... the tuning didn't really come in handy there. I still like the split of 3 push, 3 bolt. The Cling to Dusts were excellent this league. I don't actually think we cast the Scavenging Ooze this league. Kolaghan's Command, I don't think we cast. We cast the Maelstrom Pulse, but I got forced. Liliana's and Bloodbraids were also still just fine. Cleansing Wildfire, once again, it wasn't really that insane. We played against an Amulet player once this league, and we had Cleansing Wildfires to cast, and they were kind of just outshined by the fact that we also had Damping Sphere. So had we not had Damping Sphere, it's possible Cleansing Wildfire would have been enough to get there, but we just never really got the opportunity to see it because Damping Sphere just like kind of won the game by itself. We never saw the Bitter Blossoms except for a really, really late game top deck versus Jeskai when we were already dead on board. And then Ashiok was also fine. We only had it once, but I think we mulliganed it when we had it. So this wasn't really a league for impressive sideboard cards with the exception of Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere was insane, but just about everything else we didn't really see and have be effective. All in all, I still really like how smooth the list is. We had some mana issues in a few games, but I'm playing 24 lands and 3 Ren and 6s, so I think those mana issues might have just been the bad side of variance. And the mana issues were like, it wasn't even necessarily flood or screw, it was just not having my colors or just having too many of my basics in the opener, which I think is just the stranger side of the variance curve. I could have mulliganed more aggressively to find better mana, but the hands that I kept that had bad mana had spells that were good in the matchup and all of the sources required to cast them, so I don't think I can ever actually mulligan those hands. I just think it was an awkward situation. Alright, so that's going to be it for this Jund recording. If you're watching currently live, which many of you are, thanks for tuning in, and you can find all of my previous Jund recordings on my YouTube channel. You can find the link. You can find the name of my YouTube channel on the bottom left of your current screen. This is Jund League number 35, so there are already 34 leagues plus some extras uploaded onto that channel. And if you want to see more content like this live, you can feel free to follow me here on Twitch, and you'll get notifications for when I go live doing more shenanigans like this. So until next time, have a good one, and Jund them out.